I'm so thrilled you're here today because we're diving into a topic that's not only transformative for leaders, but also foundational to becoming the best version of ourselves. Today, we're talking about the 4 pillars of emotional intelligence. Here's a question to set the stage for today's episode. What if I told you that the secret to becoming a better leader, creating stronger relationships, and making more meaningful decisions lies not in your IQ, but your EQ, your emotional intelligence? Stick around because whether you're leading a team, mentoring others, or navigating your own personal growth, this episode is packed with insights to sharpen your leadership edge. Let's get into it. Emotional intelligence has been a buzzword for years, but in its simplest form, it's more than a trending leadership concept. It's the ability to understand, regulate, and harness emotions, yours, and those of others, to guide behavior, relationships, and decisions effectively. For leaders, it's not just a nice to have, it's essential. Emotional intelligence is the bridge between inspiring a team and driving them towards a shared mission. If you're looking to excel as a leader or in any human-centric field, it all starts with these 4 core pillars: self-awareness, self-regulation, empathy, and social skills. Let's explore each pillar and why they're indispensable for leadership. The first and arguably the most important pillar is self-awareness. So what does self-awareness look like? It's recognizing your emotions as they happen and understanding how they impact your thoughts and actions. Self-aware leaders know their strengths, their limitations, and are honest enough to own both. A leader who understands their triggers doesn't let their emotions dictate their responses in high-pressure situations. Think about the last time emotions clouded your judgment. Unchecked frustrations, fear, or even overconfidence can steer us off course. But self-awareness gives us a compass, a clearer understanding of not just how we show up in the moment, but how that ripples across the team. Want to build this skill? Start journaling or reflecting regularly on your choices and behavior. It's a game changer. Next, we have self-regulation. Self-awareness is recognizing the storm brewing within. Self-regulation is your ability to calm it. Simply put, it's keeping your emotions in check so they don't hurt your integrity or your decision-making. Just imagine a leader who can contain composure during a heated boardroom debate or a last-minute crisis conveys stability. Teams respond to leaders with this sense of calm. Self-regulation isn't about suppressing emotions, it's about channeling them. Leaders who manage their emotional impulses are also more adaptable to change, which is a necessary trait today when industries shift rapidly. Building this skill could mean practicing mindfulness or techniques like deep breathing in moments of tension. Master this, and you'll not only show integrity, but you'll also model resilience for your team. The third pillar is empathy. In leadership, empathy isn't just a soft skill, it's a superpower. It's the ability to not only understand what someone is feeling, but also to place yourself in their shoes and see the situation from their perspective. Here's where many leaders misstep. They prioritize tasks over people. But when your team feels valued and heard, their engagement soars. Take this for example. You'll notice a high-performing colleague is suddenly distant. An emotionally intelligent leader doesn't just brush that off. Instead, they pay attention, ask open questions, and create a space for that individual to feel seen and supported. Beyond workplace benefits, empathy builds trust and strengthens relationships at every level. If this sounds challenging for you, try active listening. Set aside your thoughts and focus entirely on what someone else is saying. That simple shift can dramatically increase your empathy muscle. Lastly, social skills bring it home. Where empathy focuses on understanding relationships, social skills focus on navigating and strengthening those connections. It's about creating meaningful, positive interactions. Leaders strong in this area naturally build networks, resolve conflicts, and inspire collaboration. It's not about being the loudest voice in the room, nor winning every argument. It's about fostering an environment where everyone feels encouraged to contribute. Think about this. Are you connecting with your teams as individuals or just as players in the success of a project? Make time for team celebrations, offering positive reinforcement, or simply engaging with people beyond work matters. That can go a long way in making you a more emotional, intelligent leader. Why is this all important? Leaders with high emotional intelligence are not only better communicators, but they're also more adaptive and skilled at navigating conflicts. They build supportive work cultures where teams feel safe to innovate, speak up, and grow. And that matters. Studies show that workplaces led by emotionally intelligent leaders are more productive and have happier employees. When was the last time you felt inspired to give your best by an indifferent or emotionally volatile boss? Probably never. That's the power of EQ in action. So, how do you start improving your emotional intelligence? First, commit to regular self-reflection. Block time each week to analyze your emotional triggers, decisions, and situations that push you outside of your comfort zone. Second, seek feedback. Ask colleagues, collaborators, or your team for honest input. They often see blind spots you can't. And finally, practice mindfulness daily. Even just spending 5 minutes becoming more aware of your breath or emotions can help reframe how you manage stress. Let's talk application. Imagine a critical decision at work. A leader with low emotional intelligence might let stress or fear take over, rushing the decision without fully evaluating its impact on the team. In contrast, an emotionally intelligent leader pauses. They listen. They consider how the decision aligns with the organization's missions and the team's morale. These leaders don't just make better decisions, they make balanced, thoughtful ones that inspire trust and loyalty. High emotional intelligence also paves the way for ethical leadership. Why? Because when you're attuned to how your actions affect others, you naturally make more conscious, principled decisions. You foster diversity, inclusion, and integrity, not as checkboxes, but as values embedded in your everyday leadership. And organizations are catching on. Many are building emotional intelligence into their leadership development programs. If you're in a leadership role, consider advocating for a workshop on emotional intelligence, or EQ, or exploring peer learning groups within your organization. And remember, growth in EQ isn't a once and done process. It's a continual journey of learning and self-improvement. Leaders like Eleanor Roosevelt and Jimmy Carter, though very different, are often cited as masters of emotional intelligence, not because they were born that way, but because they embraced ongoing growth. Let's close things out. The 4 pillars of emotional intelligence: self-awareness, self-regulation, empathy, and social skills are your leadership toolkit. By honing these skills, you strengthen your ability to connect, inspire, and lead effectively. Emotional intelligence is not just a leadership advantage, it's a lifetime advantage. If this episode inspired you, head over to www.soundobjectivity.com for additional resources, including my latest blog post, How Emotional Intelligence Shapes Successful Leadership, for more insights into emotional intelligence and leadership. Why don't you follow us on Instagram at Sound Objectivity and join the conversation on our Facebook page? And I'd love to hear your thoughts. Email me at ask@soundobjectivity.com. Your comments inspire me and help drive the topics of this podcast. You have been listening to the 4 Pillars of Emotional Intelligence. Thank you for your time and attentive ear. My name is David Campagna, and this is the Sound Objectivity Podcast. Until next time.